that are particularly well suited. Those of you that are interested in free motion quilting, if you can do free motion quilting and treadle at the same time, you're way ahead of me skill-wise, but there are machines that can be adapted and work very well with that. So we're gonna look at some of these machines. The Singer Model 201, the Rolls-Royce of sewing machines. The Singer Model 301A, and I think I mentioned this earlier, the first commercially successful slant needle machine. The Singer 221 Featherweight and the 401A. There's no sharp cutoff about the end of the vintage era, but the 401A Singer is the one I use to represent an icon at the end of that era. So here we go. The Singer Model 201 has been referred to as the Rolls-Royce of sewing machines. In fact, this was the machine of choice when Rolls-Royce began to introduce leather seating into their automobiles. It has a direct drive motor. There's no belts. The motor's in back here. It's engaged directly into a gear train that runs in the upper arm and underneath. And these are strong, they're quiet, and if they're well maintained, they probably literally will keep sewing forever. The Singer 221 was built from the 1930s into the early 60s, and over 3 million of them were built at the time. Now, why the term featherweight? This weighs 11 pounds, including the case that it comes in. This weighs over 40 pounds. So if you're gonna go to a sewing workshop or quilt workshop, any event like that, this is probably the one you wanna carry, not the 40-pounder. You can see in the picture here, factory furnished case. And I like this reference. This is not my phrase, but I noticed this in my reading at one point. The darling of modern day quilters of a new generation. And in the last couple of years, Gay and I have become acquainted with a number of people that really fit that demographic description. So that's the Featherweight 221. Excellent. The Singer Model 301A, introduced in the very end of the 1940s. This also is much lighter than the previous cast iron machines. It has a neat little handle, it flips up, and easily portable. This was the first Singer model that was offered in a color other than black. And if you look at the machines we have in front of us and look at some of the museum machines behind you, it's kind of a refreshing break, I think, to see a sewing machine in a color other than black, even as beautiful as they are. But this is the first one. This obviously is a black one, but they eventually came in a couple of different two-tone colors. The handle I showed you for portable use, and for people that like the slant machines, one advantage is the improved visibility of the needle where it actually engages the fabric. This is the Singer 401A, and I mentioned this is the icon I used to indicate the end of the vintage era. You can select a lot of special stitches here, and you can also put in a variety of cams on top here to make even more special stitches. So this machine does straight stitch, it zigzags, there's more special stitches here and optional special stitches here. And for people who are into free motion quilting, the feed dogs lower and raise with this lever here. And all without any electronics or with all computers. I probably use as many electronic devices as many people do, but it's fascinating that the state of the art reached the point where they could do all this in a machine with strictly mechanical engagements.